Welcome to the course tour for History of Western Society 12th edition. This course is designed as an introduction to the textbook and its resources. Our goals for today's session are to prepare you for using a History of Western Society in your classroom. This in-service will introduce you to the pedagogy of the student edition and give you the opportunity to take an in-depth look at the other resources that come with the text. As we're going through the book, please take notes on where to find key tools and support items. You can also revisit this video anytime. Let's start by taking a look at the program as a whole. With your adoption, you will receive some or all of the materials listed on the screen. Please note that some of these materials are an add-on for an additional cost. If you're interested in adding these to your purchase order, please reach out to your sales representative. The first part of this training will focus on the AP course and exam. Before you begin teaching an AP course, head to AP Central on the College Board website. From there, you'll be able to navigate to the AP European History homepage. Here, you'll find a lot of documents to help you in your course preparation, including the AP course description and the 2017 changes to the AP course. You'll also find classroom resources and pedagogical support, as well as professional development, such as online video modules. Before we go on any further, it's important to note that the 2017 course update brought considerable changes to the AP Euro course. Beginning in 2017, you'll find a new theme, National and European Identity. So you now have a total of 6 themes, as you see here. Your key concepts have been adjusted and additional references were added. And the number of thematic learning objectives was reduced in order to emphasize thematic connections instead of facts. Starting in 2017, the term historical thinking skills has been modified to disciplinary practices and reasoning skills. Periodization and synthesis were removed, and the skills of analyzing evidence and interpretation were collapsed into a single practice called analyzing historical evidence. Argument development was also reclassified as practice. The historical thinking skills of contextualization, comparison, causation, and continuity and change over time were streamlined into 4 distinct reasoning skills. And finally, the 2018 exam will see a few changes as well. This includes fewer short answer questions to answer and an additional long essay question from which students will choose. An additional 10 minutes has been added to Section 2, and the multiple choice remains unchanged. There has also been an adjustment to what and how skills and periods are tested. This slide lists a general overview of these changes, but definitely take the time to refer to AP Central for a more thorough description. You should also be able to find rubrics on AP Central. Rubrics were unavailable at the time of this recording. What has not changed about the AP exam is the emphasis on writing. Note that the majority of your students' score is not based on multiple choice, it's based on writing. It's important that your students know this before their exam. We recommend assigning as many writing assignments as possible throughout the school year, and McKay's 12th edition will help you with that. A quick note about the time periods, they didn't change. Hooray! The second video in this course will focus on the pedagogy of the student edition. One of the defining features of the McKay text is its emphasis on social history. Students love to read this text because it effectively recreates the lives of ordinary people. Students enjoy the relatable stories about ordinary people integrated into important economic, political, and intellectual developments. Life chapters further immerse students in the daily lives of the past. Chapters 18, 22, and 30 provide deep insight in ordinary people's lives, and they're often student favorites. But if you're running short on time, you can skip through these chapters with light touches. The text begins with AP Historical Thinking Skills, a primer, that provides tips on reading this college-level text, suggestions for analyzing what you read, and recommendations for synthesizing the information and writing a cohesive argument, all skills students must demonstrate on the AP exam. As of the summer 2017 printing, we are keeping the term historical thinking skills as the basic skills are the same. In future reprints, we may update the language to disciplinary practices and reasoning skills. Note that this 12th edition of McKay's AP text starts with Chapter 11. This is because Chapter 11 begins the first time period of our study. Each time period opens with a general overview of the time period. These pages provide a synopsis of the AP key concepts and culminate in a list of questions based on the thematic learning objectives. Each chapter includes focus questions, which guide student reading and helps them focus on what's important. They highlight key concepts that may show up on the test. You can use these questions to guide your own lectures or lessons, and combine them for quizzes or exit slips. Each life chapter features a Past Living Now essay, which connects life today with origins in the past. These are features that are fun to read, but the content is less likely to appear on the AP exam. Individuals in society draw attention to both famous and obscure individuals who had a role in the content history. Often, these biographical essays highlight figures mentioned in the AP curriculum framework and thus might appear on the exam. Living in the Past examines objects and cultural images from the past, and then pose questions or ideas about how life back then is similar and different from our lives today. The analysis of these objects is helpful in preparing kids for sources that are in fact images or artifacts that can appear on the DBQ. Evaluating the evidence boxes are plentiful in every chapter, and they provide excellent practice for AP short answer questions and purposeful scaffolding for AP DBQs. These boxes offer relevant documents for students to analyze. Building on evaluating the evidence, each chapter includes a feature called Thinking Like a Historian. With 3 to 5 documents ranging from written sources to photos to maps, charts, or graphs, questions are focused on helping students analyze evidence and develop strong arguments. This is perfect practice for the longer AP DBQs. Looking back, looking ahead is the perfect tool to connect history. This feature provides an interpretation of the chapter's main developments while introducing upcoming events. This synthesizes the main historical events and allows students to easily see that history is an ongoing process of interrelated events, just as historians do. At the end of every chapter, there's a chapter review that asks questions about main ideas and lists important key terms. There are also Make Connections questions that make students think about the larger developments and continuities within and across chapters, a skill they must do on the AP exam. This video will focus on the instructor resource materials for you to use. The teacher's resource materials are provided on a flash drive that looks like a credit card shown here. Don't throw this away, as it contains valuable materials that you will definitely want to use in your course. The flash drive snaps open, and you'll be able to insert the drive into your computer's USB port. On the flash drive, you'll find helpful materials including AP worksheets, in-class activities, and lecture strategies, to name just a few. Each chapter includes these resources to help you prepare for your lessons. We've created these materials with you, the high school teacher, in mind. BFW's teacher resources work hand in hand with the textbook. They provide you with essential tools and tips to lighten your workload without compromising the in-depth nature of an AP course. The ExamView redesigned test bank is full of traditional chapter-based questions and enough AP-style questions for 4 complete exams. If you like to use PowerPoint lecture slides in your class, we also provide downloadable, editable PowerPoint presentations for each chapter. These include book images and include lecture notes, so your prep time is even lighter.